We eventually sought out some mediums, and I found 5 of them. None of them knew each other, and every one of them told me the same story about me. So one of them eventually said she wanted me to come to her show to see how she does it. And I was thinking, why does she want me to do that? I mean, I don't know. But so I just bought some tickets to one of her shows that was close to where we lived, and my wife and I showed up to the show, and we walked through the door, and there was about 50 or 60 people sitting in there and at the audience. And when we did that, the lady was standing on the stage. She saw me walk into the door, and then she locked eyes with me and followed me and my wife as we walked through the room and then sat down. And my wife said, "Did you tell her you were coming here?" I said, "Well, I told her I was buying tickets, but I didn't tell her I was coming here." And she said, "That was really creepy." I said, "Shit, you're telling me? I mean, I don't know what's going on." So she explained to the audience what she does and how she does it. She gets pictures, and they talk to her, and and so everybody sat in the room, and then she ended up reading 8 people, and I was the second person she read. And the way she did it, she would say some things that were coming to her, and then just asked anybody in the audience, "Does this equate to anybody?" And this one girl stood up the first time, she stood up the second time too for the second spirit that came through. But as I know it too, they want it to be them all the time. You know, they want to hope that there's a lot of people coming through for them. And so, and the woman said, "Yeah, I think that's my Uncle Bob." And she's like, and then she says some more things. She goes, "No, that's not my Uncle Bob." And that's when I stood up and I said, "That's for me. That's my dad. His name is Bob." Because she's talked about a man who wore suits and t-shirts on the weekend, and yeah, and then she said he fell down and that's how he passed away. I said, "Yeah, that's my dad, because he
Mm.
fell down up a flight of stairs, and it moved his brainstem." But anyway, um, at the end of the show, I went down and introduced myself, and I said, "Hi, my name's Daniel Jackson." She said, "Oh, we spoke on the phone 2 weeks ago." I said, "Yes, I did." And she said, "Okay, here's stay here.